Hey guys, so I did it again. Okay, let me explain, but before I do that, hey guys, welcome back to another video. I usually don't do tech videos because I'm not a reviewer, but I'm always finding ways to upgrade my equipment lah. So for those of you who are not so familiar with camera stuff, don't worry, I'll try to explain it in a way where y'all can understand. Anyways, right here with me, I have the DJI Osmo Action 6, which is basically an action camera that's going to be replacing my GoPro. And y'all may be like, did you just buy a new camera? And yeah, I think almost exactly a year ago, I bought my very first camera from Sony. But this camera is going to be used for a different purpose, which I'll get into later into the video. So okay, before I talk too much, let's unbox it. Okay, so the DJI Action 6. Just a heads up, this video is not sponsored or anything. I bought this at full price on launch day. I was literally waiting outside the DJI shop, and the very second the clock struck 8 PM, which was when the camera released, I immediately bought one. Yeah, you can tell I was like super hyped about this product last. So okay, let's unbox it. I'm talking too much. Okay, here we go. And wait, what am I doing? Oh, it's like this. Okay, so we have one screw here for anything you want to attach to, one sticky pad mount, and also the camera quick release mount thingy. I don't know what's this though, look like strap seals. There is also a battery. I'm pretty sure it's the same one as like other models that DJI also made. And then also the wire. Ooh, seasoning! Very good, I can use for my instant noodle later. Okay, and now for the main event. Why am I scared? I literally bought this, I feel like I stole it for some reason. Wait. Yeah, I bought it. And finally, the camera itself. Oh my goodness, it's so small. Okay, here we go. Oh! Alright, here it is guys, Action 6. I'm pretty sure it's a tad bit bigger than last year's model, which is the Action 5 Pro. And then there's also dual screens, just like a GoPro. Sounds pretty good. Oh, the lens is huge. Okay, wait, hold on. Just for comparison, this right here is my GoPro Hero 11, which is what the DJI is going to replace. Size comparison. Oh, the GoPro is still slightly bigger, but the DJI seems to be a lot wider than the GoPro. Oh, I really love this all black design. A lot of people said they didn't like how there's like no more color to it. It's like lifeless and stuff. I beg to differ. I feel like it looks much more sleek like this. Like it actually kind of looks like a GoPro now. Okay, gonna put the battery in. Oh wow, more seasoning eh. My supper tonight is gonna be super delicious. Putting the battery in, and you can also put an SD card in here, which I don't think you need to because there's already internal storage for this. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna put an SD card. Let's turn it on for the first time. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Okay, let's set it up. English. This is the thing. So on this screen, you actually need to log into your own camera, which has a lot of confusion online, including me. I don't know why you need to log into an action camera, but you can skip the login for 5 times. But after that, I don't know lah, that one I'm not gonna find out. So yes, it has dual screens and both screens are OLED, which in simple terms, it gives very nice color like your phone. And the max resolution is 4K at 120 frames per second. I usually don't shoot that high, so I'm just gonna do 1080p 60, which is the same quality you're watching this video right now. And yeah, okay, that's the basic setup for this camera, I guess. But the main reason why I got this camera is for live streaming. So yeah, besides vlogging, I also do a lot of streaming out and about, which is called IRL Streaming. And my main streaming camera has been this camera, which is such a good camera, but the only downside of using this camera to live stream is that the camera is very heavy. I mean, it's already one of the lightest cameras out there, but holding this camera for 3 hours straight on a selfie stick is just not okay. Like, my arm gets super tired by the end of the stream. So that's why I decided to get an action camera to live stream, because it's stable and it's much more wide angle. There's also other caveats about this GoPro, like the battery life not being very long and overheating. So that's why I decided to get the DJI, which I'm going to be testing the live streaming and all later on. And I got it on launch day because good lah, I get it before it sells out. Alright, so I've spent an unhealthy amount of time playing around with this thing and setting up the settings to my liking. We should be good to go, so let's go out and test this thing. Alright, I'm back at Orchard. Okay, here we go. Here's the camera. As you can see, this is the mount for it, so all I need to do is just slot it in like that, and there we go. Look at how good it looks. Oh yeah, and I also brought my GoPro so that we can compare the footage from the both of them later on. But for now, we're gonna try the new camera first. Okay, we're recording, and this is the footage from my DJI Osmo Action 6. It feels so strange vlogging on my action camera because I usually am so used to like holding a heavy camera. And the reason why I came to Orchard to film this is because last time when I bought my first ever camera, I also came to Orchard to film my first video. Wow, I wanted to film some greenery, but all died already. So far so good, but I'm gonna have to go back and see the real footage itself because right now I'm only looking through the tiny viewfinder on the camera. Once again, because of Singapore's heat, I need to take a break, so we're gonna go indoors right now to aircon. Oh, oops. I guess this can be a test for indoor lighting, but this indoor lighting is quite bright. Also, one thing I realized is that the minimum focus distance on this camera is not very close. Like, there's no autofocus on this camera, so you can't really do close-up shots. I guess the closest you can go is like about here, which is 15 cm. I'm not sure the exact thing of it, but oh no, the guy's coming. Wait, I'm gonna go because I'm not buying the perfume. Okay, so that was the first run with the new camera, but now I'm gonna be testing it with my GoPro. So this is the GoPro Hero 11, which is a few generations behind, but this is my only action camera that I can compare it with. So, oh my god, this looks ridiculous. I've never done this before. But I have mounted my GoPro with the DJI Action 6, and I'm just gonna take another walk around and compare the footage between the two. It should be a pretty good test, but very embarrassing, so I'm gonna do it quickly. Alright, we're doing the camera test. Very embarrassing. Okay, wait, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we're doing the camera test with the GoPro and the DJI. Off the bat, I can kind of see that the DJI is wider angle than the GoPro already. They both can go even wider, but as for the linear mode, which is basically no distortion, no fisheye effect, the GoPro is definitely a bit narrower than the DJI. The DJI can see so much more. So on this normal mode, the DJI is definitely wider angled than the GoPro, but if you set both cameras at their widest angle available, then they're both roughly around the same. However, I did notice that although the GoPro tends to make my face a little bit darker sometimes, it seems a little more color accurate as compared to the DJI, where the color just feels slightly less warm. And as for sharpness, if you zoom into the video, the DJI tends to have the clips a little bit over-processed as compared to the GoPro, where it is naturally sharp, which I thought was a little bit strange, but both cameras are definitely very sharp if you don't pixel peep, which is what you're going to be doing 99% of the time. And the next thing I wanted to test out was the stabilization on both cameras. Okay, this looks really silly, but honestly, I can't even tell a difference between both of them. They both look super stable even though I'm running really fast and the camera is shaking a lot. But if I really had to choose, I would think that the GoPro still slightly takes the edge for stabilization because it seems to have absorbed a little bit more of my shakes and rotation for the camera as compared to DJI. But other than that, I seriously cannot tell a difference. Okay, I'm done with the outdoors. The next thing I want to test with these two cameras is the low light performance. But obviously right now the light is not very low, so I'm gonna go indoors and see if there's any like dark place I can go. Maybe I go club. Okay, this looks quite dark. I'm gonna try this, guys. Okay, so obviously it didn't work because the light was not low enough, so I did an actual test at night, and there you can start to see a lot of difference between the two cameras. Off the bat, the DJI is evidently a lot brighter than the GoPro, but if you punch in the video, you can still see quite a lot of grain and noise around the video. Obviously, that's kinda expected for smaller cameras with smaller sensors, and I would still much rather take that footage over the GoPro where it's so dark and you can't even see anything. The GoPro still gives a little more natural clarity than the DJI, but I definitely prefer the DJI footage at night. Oh, and a feature that got carried over from the GoPro is the ability to record in a square video format, which is something I used a lot in my GoPro, and it's so useful because I can record in portrait and landscape video at the same time if I want to post on TikTok or YouTube. Alright guys, we're almost done. There's one more thing I want to test out with the new camera. The whole purpose I got this is for a dedicated live streaming camera. You can actually plug in a USB-C to HDMI cable into your streaming encoder, and that basically allows you to use it as a webcam or literally any live streaming camera or live production thingy. So that's what we're going to be trying today. Alright, we are live. Hello everybody. Okay, so yes, we are streaming from the brand new camera right now. Last time when I unboxed my first ever camera and went here to test it, right, I bought ice cream for the video and I already see there's an ice cream truck there, so let's go buy it on stream, okay? Alright, let's get some ice cream, guys. Hello, one vanilla ice cream. Thank you. The stream went on for like 2 hours, and I have to say, vlogging with this camera is super fun. Because since it's so small and light, it just made me extremely confident live streaming in public for long hours. Alright, so it's the next day now, and I'm done with my live stream and testing out these two cameras. And I'm very happy to say that I really like the DJI Osmo Action 6. I mean, yeah, my GoPro already accomplished almost everything that the DJI can accomplish, but I'm gonna share with you some pros and cons I have with this camera. So as for pros, definitely the video quality. The night mode on this camera is very good. And another pro I have is the ease of use, like the software on this thing. And the final good thing about this camera, obviously I've already said it, is that you can connect this to an encoder with HDMI. You don't need to download additional software or buy any adapters and stuff. You just need a USB-C to HDMI cable, and you can connect it to a TV monitor, or even like live production, I'm pretty sure you can use it. Which, yeah, the GoPro can already do it, but you need an additional $120 mount. So yeah, those are the stuff I really liked about the DJI, but there are also some areas which I think can improve a little bit. The first one has to be the over-processing of the videos, because some of the clips I saw just now which I took with this camera just feel very over-sharpened sometimes. So hopefully there is an update or something in the future where we can manually control that, because I mean, sometimes I just want natural clarity. And another con I did mention in the video is that the HDMI output is locked to 30 frames per second. You can record in 60 frames per second while you're outputting HDMI, but the video output is locked to 30 frames per second for some reason, which I really hope they can have an update to allow 60 frames per second, because that will be so useful for IRL streaming when I want to stream in 60 60 frames per second. It's a very niche feature, but I seriously hope there can be an update to add this in the future. But other than that, I really think that the DJI has done a very good job, and I'm very happy with my purchase. I'm going to use it to live stream so much more now. But in terms of what you guys should buy, or if I recommend this camera or not, a lot of other cameras, including the GoPro, can already solve like 90% of use cases like vlogging or even just like simple documenting around like your holiday or something. You could buy like a used GoPro or even like the previous generation DJI and you can get very similar results. So you don't necessarily need to get the latest model. This cost me $530, but personally I just want like the latest features. And yeah, that basically concludes my thoughts on this camera. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to this channel, I usually don't do tech videos, so please consider checking out my other vlogs. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing and following me on all of my other socials as well. And that is pretty much it. Stay tuned for the next vlog, video, whatever, live stream, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!